Coming live to you from Los Angeles, this is Good Morning La La Land. I am Nikki Whelan.
Yes, she is. I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jasmine Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
Yes, happy Friday, Nikki.
I love Friday.
I know. I'm so happy that you joined us today. She's filling for Dr. Erin, of course, who's
Yes.
out with the Soul Society retreat.
Yes, we are with you in spirit. We're so grateful that you're with us, Nikki. It's been a while since we saw you last. What have you been up to?
I know. Well, it's been a busy year.
Yeah.
I started out, I actually did 4 movies back to back.
4.
Which is a lot,
Yeah.
and all different random locations. And then I took myself overseas for a bit of a holiday, just to sort of recoup. And now I'm back. I just got back from Australia, as you guys know, 2 days ago. So it's been busy, and I'm hoping to maybe do one more movie before the end of the year. So.
5 movies in 1 year. So
Yeah.
tell us about these movies. I mean, to me, that seems like a whole lot of work.
It is, it's really like significantly different characters and different projects in different places. One was in New York and Puerto Rico. Like it was a lot. So the one that's coming out the soonest is called Trauma Center. It's myself and Bruce Willis. It's an action movie,
Wow.
and that will be out in December. So you guys will have to check it out. It's really cool and it's hardcore.
Yeah.
So what do you do to prepare for such a hardcore role?
Do you know what? I never feel like you can, because you never know what you're in for. We were shooting in like a rundown hospital. Half of it was still functioning and half of it wasn't. And it was night shoots solid for 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
And you start at like 5 in the evening and you sort of walking back into your hotel as the sun's coming up. And I'm running through a hospital screaming and crying, covered in blood for 2 weeks. It's mentally disturbing. So I'm a big meditator, so I spend a lot of time. It's about a lot of water, a lot of food, a lot of sleep, and you just gotta know mentally that you're gonna be a little messy for a couple of weeks, and then
Literally and figuratively.
Literally.
It's incredible. So what was it like working with Bruce Willis? I mean, that's amazing.
it is
right?
amazing, because I grew up watching him
Yeah.
like everybody else on TV and on the movies, and like I'm the biggest Fifth Element fan
Yeah.
in the entire world. So when I met him, I just went, tell me everything about the Fifth Element. So he was lovely, but it's weird because you grow up your whole life watching these people, and then I don't know, it's so
And then you
it's
are one
still
of them.
strange. Not really. I still don't
Yes, you
feel
are.
like I am.
Yeah.
I just am sort of happen to be in the mix with them for this period of time. So I still get so blown away with people like that.
Yeah. What do you learn
Yeah.
from folks like that, particularly Bruce? Is there anything you learned? I mean, he's like the action hero guy.
I think it's just the ease that they come into it with, you know, when you've done something for so long, and then just how they drop into it, and then actually performing with them and looking into their eyes and being in a moment with them. And sometimes you can't help but get lost in their performance, because do you know what I mean?
Yes,
That's
totally.
one of the things, and it's like, wow, this is why I know why you are who you are, because I see it, I'm feeling it, I'm working with you. I think that's the most kind of cool feeling you get out of it.
The only equivalent I can imagine is like playing opposite like Michael Jordan, like a game. I'd be so obsessed with it, dunking on me again and again. I'm
Such
like,
a guy.
I know, but that's just it. I'd be like,
Yeah.
wow, that was terrible and yet amazing at the same time, because I was
Yeah.
lost in it, and it was so amazing, but then I just got dunked on again.
But you have to go in with this like sense of like, I got this, I'm cool, because you don't want to like get lost in it. I remember one of my first earlier movies when I worked with Nick Cage. I was like, no, Nikki, you're here. You're meant to do what he's doing. Like it's a whole thing. So yeah, I still have those moments.
That was inconceivable, right?
Inconceivable. We've done a couple movies actually. We did Inconceivable, Left Behind, and Dog Eat Dog together.
Oh, yeah.
He's badass too.
He is,
He's
huh?
really cool.
What would you
Yeah.
say you've learned from him?
He's, as you guys know, super character with his work, and now working with him on 3 different movies and seeing him transition. But he is phenomenal, and he's really like, he sort of walks around with this energy and this whole thing. Like, it really is fascinating as an actor, because you sort of look up to people. Getting to see guys like that, it's like, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it. You understand why they've got this, you know, such fame, and they're
It's
so
a star quality. It's like a real thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a thing. It's like
Yeah.
a.
It's tangible. I
Yes.
remember working on set once with Meryl Streep, and I had never met her before, and she, to me, is an icon. And she walked on set, and I was meant to tell her the direction that the director had just shared with me, and I couldn't speak. It was like seeing an angel. I was like, her aura, I could almost feel it. And I just looked at her and I said, you're so beautiful. And she goes, well, thank you. Now, and I said, but no, really, you're so beautiful. And I was like, wait, keep it together. But some of those people, they just have it, don't they?
Yeah, I feel like some people in general just have that energy.
Yes.
Like, you're at a party and someone will walk in and they don't have to be famous. They've just got that deliciousness about them. You can feel it on them. Yeah.
I call it the Rob Mack quality, is what I call
Oh, you
it.
do?
You know, it's just magnetic quality. You know, but it's so funny that you say that, and it is true. I think, you know, part of the reason that I love my work is because, you know, I meet these people, I work with these people that are just extraordinary in whatever field they're in, whether they're performers or entertainers or athletes or executives, and then they share the most intimate details of their lives, and then you suddenly realize, oh my goodness, they experience the exact same things that we experience, sometimes dialed way up.
Yeah.
You know, but it is incredible how they're able to sort of just own the room without really any effort at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say? So you've done 5 movies.
Well, hopefully doing, yes,
Hopefully
one
5.
more before the end of the year.
So tell us about the other ones.
There's another independent movie I did called Joyful, which is interesting. They needed me to look 50 years old.
Oh.
So they put prosthetics all over my face and made me age up. And this was a really bizarre experience as a woman.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I was
you
like-
looked at yourself in the mirror after you went through hair and makeup?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what? And like they pull your skin apart really tight and put this glue in it and then let your skin drop. So it's basically like, this is what you're going to look like in 10 years. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, hang on. And I didn't realize this is where the direction of this. So for me, that was a bizarre experience too. And it was actually quite fun because you get into more of a character when you're not your safe self.
Yeah.
So that was a nice process. That's a beautiful indie that's going to be coming out. And the other 2 are a bit of a secret squirrel right now. So we'll keep them under until later.
I got you. Good for you, man. I couldn't even play around with that aging app. You know, the aging app everybody's using?
not.
I can't do it. I don't want to see what I look like even in a year from now.
I did it,
Did
and
you?
then I went, I'm not posting mine.
Totally.
Good for those who did.
Exactly. I want people to remember me the way I am now or the way I was 10 years ago. Forever.
Yeah, let's just preserve this
Exactly.
as is.
Exactly. I know you've got an event coming up this weekend,
I
Jess.
do. I'm super excited. I've teamed up with Girls Inc. Orange County and Speechless, and we are doing a Say Yes to the Dress homecoming version tomorrow down in Costa Mesa. So we're going to gown out 40 special young girls and get them ready for homecoming. So I'm really excited about that.
That's super awesome, Jess. Wow.
Oh, it's so special. It's such a big deal for girls in the outfits and that age and the pressure now. Like, it's a whole thing.
Absolutely.
I love that you use this expression. My mom is watching right now, and she's like, what the heck? Where did she get this whole thing from?
The whole thing. I don't know, because it just covers everything.
It does. I love that you're doing this event, Jess. Can people still attend and participate or donate, or how can they get involved?
Absolutely. Go to
Yeah.
girlsinc.com if you want to download.
You can do it all.
Coffee.
You can donate, you can download, you can get involved, you can show up, you can Insta story, whatever you want.
Absolutely. And you can also DM me. It has been a week.
It's been a week. Feels like a Friday.
It feels like a Friday.
Yes, exactly. You have plans for the weekend?
Like I said, I just literally have got back from Australia, so my clock is so off, guys, that I think there might be a bit of sleeping involved.
Apparently mine is too. Well, we're really excited to welcome our very special guest this morning. Hello, everyone, back in the studio, and good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Hey, Mickey Monday is in the house. Hot
Woo!
ones loving hip hop Hollywood.
What's up,
Hi.
man?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, we're so excited that you're here, and we're loving the new track, by the way.
Oh,
Beautiful
thank
Lies,
you.
Volume 1.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine, Mickey?
Am I allowed to be 100% perfectly honest?
Please do.
Go in, for a morning show.
Okay, cool. I technically start my day with some marijuana. Yeah, I'm just being
no
honest.
filter, okay.
And variations of cereal.
Cereal.
Yeah, cereal and marijuana. God honest truth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't
like
know
to
where-
get up and elevate my mind in the morning, and then I like cereal. Almond milk, preferably.
Cereal's old school.
Next level. Cereal is old school.
He said cereal, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
but I think it's a special.
No, it's no special cereal.
Oh,
Any.
just regular cereal.
Fruity
Cereal's
Pebbles,
regular, it's
Captain Crunch, Peanut Butter Crunch, Lucky Charms, Frosted
Oh,
Flakes.
I love that you're a cereal eater.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's so
God.
old school.
Yeah, it is
I
old
haven't
school.
ate cereal for like 15
Cereal's the great.
years.
Listen, I would choose cereal over filet mignon. I swear to God.
Wow.
And I
Good
eat
on
great.
that.
That's commitment
Yeah,
right
that is
there.
commitment.
Love it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Emily
Very
Shaw is in the house promoting her new movie, Jungle Cry. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us. So how does an actress like you start her day? What's your morning routine?
Usually I wake up and immediately I'm reading Variety and Deadline and catching up on news and entertainment. So that's how my morning starts. And then I pretty much hit the gym. So hit the gym for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I come home and I make a good breakfast.
Ah, I love that. So what's your gym routine consist of?
Every day is different. It varies between cardio, weightlifting. I do a lot of kickboxing. So yeah, it just varies between those.
All right, clanging and banging, jacking weight. Love it. Good for you.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for being with us. Amanda Stanton is in the house, reality star and author who is now accepting roses. Good morning, Amanda.
Hi, how are you guys?
We've got hashtag Friday Feels today, and we're grateful that you're here. So tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
So I start my morning routine by getting 2 kids ready for school every morning, and then usually going and getting some coffee because I need my coffee to start my day. And that's pretty much it.
Fair enough. So how much coffee does it take to get 2 kids ready in the morning? That's what I want to know.
So I usually get them ready before I have my coffee,
Oh.
but usually a couple cups after that.
That's pretty amazing. I have a couple cups and I'm not, getting 2 kids ready for school every morning.
I get excited the night before about my coffee the next morning. Does anyone else feel the same way?
I do. I'll break to that.
Definitely not. But
Because I go to bed, I'm like, I can't wait for my coffee in the morning. I love coffee.
Well, I can't wait to spill a little tea and have some roses with you later in the show, Amanda. Thanks so much for being with us today.
that's awesome. Do you ration your coffee? Is that why it is? Or
No, I have like 1 or 2 cups a morning.
Yeah.
But I just get so excited about that first sip. It's delicious.
It is. It's my ritual.
Yes.
Coffee. I love it.
What's that expression you use, Jazz? I love it. You say something about.
Oh, well, I typically say that my glass is always half full because I'm an eternal optimist with French roast until it's French rosé.
Yes.
So that's how I just live
From
my
French
life.
roast to
awesome.
French rosé. That's awesome. I feel like I need more consistency in my caffeine, coffee routine, because I like either do a whole bunch at once or like none, and then later I have to. But you guys seem like you have a nice even balance to the day.
It's a situation in the morning.
It's a situation. It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. It is
It's a whole thing. So on hashtag Friday Feels, we love to have a little teaching moment on dating, love, and relationships. Rob, I'd love to share a little bit about attachment styles,
Yeah.
love versus attachment.
Yeah, so there is, and we can go into that attachment styles itself, but there is a very sort of, I would say, dramatic or significant difference between love and attachment. And I think we often confuse the two. I know I certainly did most of my life. I often thought of love as attachment, like I need you, I need you, I need you, or the feeling that somebody can complete you. And I think that's sort of challenging, both because it makes for an unhappy and unhealthy personal experience, but also an unhappy and unhealthy relationship, right? I mean, if you're needing someone and you're desperate and you're panicking when they're not around and you feel bad when they're not around, that's not the kind of energy that I think the other person really wants to receive, and I certainly don't want to be putting that out. So the way I think about love, and I'm open to people objecting, is that love is really your happiness shared. It's your self-love shared, and you share it without an expectation of reciprocity, and you don't share it in a way that's conditional. You're not sharing it simply because you're hoping to get the love back. You just share it because it's such a pleasure and such a joy to share it for itself. Now I know people have a lot of trouble with that. I've had trouble with that idea because it's like, well, if I keep giving and giving and giving, but I don't get it back, then how do I show up every day in my relationships? But that's the thought of the day for me, at least, is that love is not attachment. If you're attached, that means your happiness is conditional and your love is conditional. And as soon as the other person acts up or doesn't do something according to the way you want them to do it, you're going to withdraw your love. They're going to withdraw their love, and next thing you know, you've got an argument.
Well, been there.
Right? Yeah.
We all have.
Yeah. But I wonder from each of you, incredible, beautiful, brilliant ladies, what have you learned about love in your life?
Well, I think there's so much topics on this particular thing when it comes to love, but in this certain area and I think I've only realized this as I've got older in my life, and I think you can tell a 20-year-old this information, but it's life lessons and relationships you go through and you realize, and I've truly only realized this the last couple of years, is, how everyone's like, you got to love yourself first. And I was like, yeah, I do. And
good.
no, but you really don't. And then once you really get to a stage in your life when you've been hurt enough, when you've been broken enough, when you've been through a lot and you've experienced it, you realize that you've got, at some point, something in you clicks and you can't force it, but something turns over inside of you. I'm in my late 30s now, and it's only been happening to me the last couple of years, is you start to really enjoy things by yourself and your independence. So when you do attract someone in and they leave or they go or they have to do something, there isn't that unhealthy, oh my God, the panic. I think a little bit of jealousy, insecurity, all those little things will always float around, and you'll always be curious of your partner. And that also adds a bit of spice to it too, but being able to genuinely both have your independence, it's very hard. It's one thing for us to all preach it, but to actually live it and do it is a practice. And I think a daily practice of understanding who you are, and it's hard work. Like I've been through it, so I know. And a lot of people suffer from it. But the independence is so important. So when someone comes in, you just have these yummy moments, and you grow together. But you've got this independent strength about yourself. I think that's really, really important, and it takes years of practice. So
It does.
Yeah.
I love it. I feel like I should send you some clients right now. And one of my favorite Rumi expressions is, love is protecting the solitude of the other.
Yes.
Right? And I think that's so important in positive psychology. We talk a lot about, positive solitude, and that's just that. It's like, a happy person is a person who can enjoy their own company first and foremost. If you can't enjoy your own company, then you're going to really create problems for the other person when you get in a relationship.
Yeah.
So I think that's what meditation is. I think that's ultimately what a lot of spiritual practice is about. It's about learning to enjoy your own aloneness in a way that you can share it then with other people.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's why I French roast until I French rosé. And I'm now also accepting roses. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm GMLA, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
I'm so excited to be here on the couch with all you amazing people. I'm just in complete awe. Thank you.
Happy to be here. And for those who don't know what goes on, this is a big old, there's a lot going on here. You do this every day.
Live.
God bless you guys. I mean, people, there's a lot going on.
Thank you for having me. This is an awesome studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I feel that, actually. I can feel that.
How exciting Motivation Monday. And the guests this morning have been incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
And we have Rachel Boston, who is in The Last Bridesmaid on Hallmark. It actually is dropping tomorrow, the 22nd, right?
It is. Tomorrow night's our premiere.
Woo!
Congratulations. I am so excited to welcome Jason and Ashley Waller to the show. Congratulations on the new beginnings. We're so excited for the premiere on MTV tonight.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
The book is actually being shipped out today. It published this week.
What?
Congratulations. You guys are
Super
the
cool.
first show that I've actually done talking about the book.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
Our friends at Universal Pictures have a special delivery for us this morning from a tethered himself.
Ooh.
Have you seen the film Us by Academy Award winner Jordan Peele?
You know, I'm sitting here next to you guys, and it's just like, this is a powerful moment for me. Like, you know, I'm humbled by it, because it's like I'm sharing this movie with you guys, and you know, it's moving for me.
What are you most grateful for today?
I am so grateful to be here and to have the opportunity to be with all these wonderful, badass boss babes and with all of you. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to share the positive messages out in the world, because I think the world really needs it right now.
What we've done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
and I thought,
nice. That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born. Now,
Show the camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley?
That's why I like this show. You know, years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. And it was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's why I feel with this show. It's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch. You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
First TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
That will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome Emily Shaw to the show, promoting her new movie, Jungle Cry. Emily, thank you so much for being with us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
So we know that you're the daughter of a very famed Bollywood star who's the director of this film too, right?
He's actually the producer. So yeah, my dad.
okay.
Yeah, my dad's produced quite a handful of not only Bollywood but also Hollywood films. So yeah, he's a veteran in this. Yeah.
Super cool. What was it like
Yeah.
growing up in that kind of house?
Our talks at the dinner tables were always consisting of filmmaking and creative networking and so on and so forth. So my playground was a film set, and I grew up with a very different lifestyle. And whenever I had the chance and opportunity, I would always be on set with my dad, even as a kid. So yeah.
Do you remember the moment you fell in love with acting?
Yeah, my parents had sent me to a school in India to study Bollywood, and I would watch the older kids act and perform, and especially doing that theatrical type of acting in Bollywood, including with dancing. And I was like, hey, I think I can do what that guy is doing. And it was like a 30, 40-year-old man. And they were like, okay, go ahead and see if you can do it. And I jumped on and I mimicked exactly what they did. And everyone was kind of shocked. And I still have that video to this day. And I look back at it and think, like, I think this was the moment that I realized, okay, I definitely have the acting chops to do this, and I love it. It's my passion.
What do you love most about it?
I like to make other people feel. I like to have that power to make somebody laugh or make somebody cry or make somebody feel vulnerable, to connect to their emotions and connect to some memories. So that's one of my favorite things about acting. Yeah.
And it's also just really fun being on a set, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's the greatest thing in the entire world.
It is a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, when we were shooting Jungle Cry every day, it was just, you just never know what's going to happen with the weather. You never know. I mean, we were working with kids too, so it was always a spontaneous journey. Yeah.
When you finish a movie, do you ever feel, I felt this before, when you wrap, you really develop a family on set, and then when it's over, it's quite sad, isn't it, coming home and getting back to normality after being on such an adventurous journey with this group of people that literally become your family overnight, right?
Absolutely. And these boys that came from India, they're rugby boys, and some of them are actually orphans, and some of them come from the slums, and so they kind of looked at me as a sister figure, and that alone, I had a family. So just forget about like cast and crew and everyone else, just those boys who were between the ages of 16 to 18 working with us. They really became a part of my family. And still to this day, they'll message me, or even my mom was on set quite a bit, so they'll message my mom and they'll call her mom, and they'll say, how's Emily, madam, and how's she doing? So I still keep in contact with them.
So we know that this film is also based on a true story.
It is, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Could you share with us a bit about it?
Sure. So it's a true story about these boys from Orissa, which is the most underprivileged state in all of India, and they actually have tribal communities there. So these boys are going to a charity school, and they're playing soccer, and Paul Walsh, who is an MBE at the embassy in India, comes to the school to see what these boys are about. And because they're tribal boys, they're very tough and rugged, and they have this power that's very good for rugby. So because he's from the UK, he kind of suggests, hey, why don't these boys play rugby instead? And India's like, we've never even heard of rugby. We don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, no, let me teach them. And in fact, they qualify for the Junior World Championship, which is happening in 4 months. And if they don't play this year, they're not gonna be qualified next year. So he's like, let me teach them. And then also let's go to the championship. And everyone was like, you're crazy, this is not gonna happen. So he ends up teaching the boys how to play, and the school had to basically get a loan for the boys to go, and they put their school on the line for this loan. And the deal is that if the boys don't win, we're gonna take your school.
Oh.
And we're gonna take the land.
No
So
pressure at all.
Right. So that's like,
Go out there and have fun, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot at stake. And so the coach and the coach at the school, they team up together and teach these boys, and they end up losing the first match, and we're only able to lose one match. And so after the first match, we're like, okay, well, we're done. This is not going to happen. And by some miracle, we just keep winning, and we win the World Cup. And that was the first time ever that India has ever played in a Rugby World Cup and has won.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Speaking of witnessing miracles, what are some of the miracles you've witnessed in your own life? Because I know navigating Hollywood or Bollywood can be very tricky.
Absolutely. I think I think I've been very lucky with my family, and the reason I say that is because I know I'm half Indian and half white. My mom's blood is British, she's mostly Welsh and Scottish. So I've had this unique upbringing where my parents have embraced each other's cultures and their religions and their languages, and they've taught me the best of both worlds. So with that being said, I think a lot of Indian kids especially have pressure from their parents to follow a certain career path, whether that be in medicine or law or engineering or whatever the case may be. And I think by some miracle, I've had an amazing set of parents and a really solid family that supported me and supported my creative aspect and really loved me through this journey and has said, you know what, don't study medicine. You don't have to go to business school. Do what you want to do. My dad was like, you must get a degree, but do what you want to do. So
a little compromise.
Yeah, which is fine. I appreciate it and I respect it. So I think I've been very lucky in that sense, and I think that's my little miracle.
Yeah. And so in addition to like just the divine gift that you have for the arts, what would you say have been your greatest personality traits, the ones that have sort of contributed to your success the most?
I am quite hard on myself, and that is a blessing and a curse. And so I have always strived to do my greatest and to put out my best work. And I have, even with Jungle Cry, I spent so many months prepping to be a sports physio because I know there's going to be a doctor in that audience. She's not wrapping that foot correctly. So I shadowed a sports physio for a couple of weeks, and I spoke with her, and I studied a lot about sports medicine, and I don't have any background in medical. So I think that's my biggest quality, is that I'm a really hard worker, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah. Do you think that's the secret to making it in Hollywood? The persistence, the hard work?
That, yeah, and positivity. I think it takes a lot of guts to be out here and to do what we do, and I think to stay positive every day is something that not a lot of people are capable of. So I think, you know, to see the billboards and to read news articles and press that comes out every day and to actually be inspired by it and not bitter, I think people have to train their minds to do that. And I think once you do that, there's a lot of success that's going to come your way.
I love that. Thanks. So if you're looking for help being positive, I wrote a kidding. I was going to do a plug right there. It was a perfect plug moment, but I won't do it. It's not about me.
Happiness from the inside out with Rob Mack.
It's not
We know
about
that having a certain level of fame and celebrity also comes with a lot of responsibility. So what are you using your voice for? What are you really passionate about in the world of activism and philanthropy?
I have worked with UNICEF on and off since I was a pageant girl and I was Miss New Jersey USA, and so I've worked with them very closely, especially with their End Polio campaign. So UNICEF is something that I want to continue to work with, and especially in India. I speak the language and I connect to it, obviously, for my personal reasons. So I would love to continue, you know, with my work with UNICEF.
Wow. Well, we love what you do.
Thank you
very much. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you, and also watch Jungle Cry.
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram at Emily Shaw Official and on Twitter at Real M Shaw.
Love it.
Thank
you guys.
so
Yeah,
much.
thanks for your time.
Be sure to stay tuned. We've got a very special guest coming up later in the show. Over there on set, good morning. We're so excited. She's now accepting roses, so be sure to stay tuned.
You didn't close the door, left a crack open. I couldn't ignore the faint possibility of having hope in this insanity that we still could be, but we're stuck floating in between. From the unshared discipline myself to let the sparks die out, shattering anything that has reflections of you.
What? 10 seconds left.
10 seconds.
That's it.
Was it?
Oh.
Just kidding. That was the curveball. That was the curveball. Unintentional curveball.
Jeez, that was the rush.
You scared me.
I was like, okay.
2, 1.
Wow.
Good design.
Okay. Now,
Show it off.
The camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley? from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Today we have got a reality star and an incredible hip-hop artist. Mickey Monday is in the house. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, thank you. Pleasure.
It's been so fun to watch your journey now on Love and Hip Hop
thank
Hollywood. What got you into really deciding to be the reality world?
Well, they have asked me to do it for like 3 years in a row. And
You finally said yes.
Yeah, well, I was on tour for the other times, and then, this year it came up again, and I'm like, well, why do I keep passing up being seen by millions of people? It's a great platform. It's already done a lot of stuff for me. So, at the world we're in today is all about views and eyes and impressions and, all these things and insights and, how many people are you reaching? And that's what makes brands and people want to work with you more. So at the end of the day, my interaction, my engagement, all these things are up. So I think it was a good idea. And I stay away from the drama on the show. It's really just about my journey, my family, my relationship. So, it was a win-win for me.
I love that, man. So what would you say surprised you most about being on the show?
Probably nothing, because I'm one of them people, honestly, because I'm just one of them people, like, I really expect the unexpected from just the trials and tribulations I've been through in my own life. So, and then I'm familiar with the show, so it's like, I know it's drama, and I just stay away. It's like, when people start arguing, I just sit back and eat popcorn.
Which is also really entertaining.
Exactly, 100%.
Mickey, though, tell us about your journey to really making a name for yourself in the hip-hop world.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. I started off, I wrote poetry when I was younger. I always had a gift for, well, I'm not gonna say I always had a gift for writing, but my teachers used to tell me, you're a good writer. Like they know I really wasn't into school, but I used to be such a good writer, I could kind of BS my way through like just writing stuff to pass.
Yeah.
So, my teachers would tell my mom, like, your son has a really gift for writing, and then I started doing creative writing classes. I started winning poetry contests, and then when I was about 17, I started battle rapping. So I would go to this place called The Pit. It was right here in West LA on Pico and Sepulveda. I'm from LA, so I'm a hometown hero. So it was like a rap battle place, and it was like the best of the best in LA. It's like, I know everybody's probably seen 8 Mile.
Oh, totally.
Of course.
So it's like our shelter.
Yeah.
It's like our version of the shelter. Like, it was all the LA people, even the people that are, like, Kendrick Lamar was there, and all people like that. So I was like, made a real name for myself there,
Which is a big deal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, in LA,
You gotta really
definitely.
bring it.
Oh, yeah. It was the best of the best there, and I started making a name for myself there. Then I met an entertainment lawyer through Debbie Allen, actually. So Debbie Allen linked me with this entertainment lawyer, and he kind of started, I didn't have any music, I just knew how to rap. So he started kind of just linking me with studios. He was like, hey, I'm gonna send a kid there, tell me what you think. And I was like, cool, because I feel like the only thing a person in general in life should ever ask for is opportunity. If you have talent, you have belief, and you have confidence, then I just need the opportunity. When I go there, I got it from there. Yeah. So I started going to studios, I started rapping. I linked up with a lot of people writing music, Akon, I've been at Jamie Foxx's house writing music, and there's all kind of people I looked up to, like, oh, cool. So it was great. And then I started releasing music. Me and my partner, we made our own company. We have a company called The Press. We've had that since like 2009, 2010. I've had my own studio since like 2011, still have a studio today. And it's just consistency. I mean, it's just a grind, It's one of those things that's, unfortunately, I always describe it like, it's not like being a doctor. You be a doctor, you know what you got to do. You have to go to school. Right. And if you're willing to put in the time, you get into a good college, you're willing to go to school for 12 more years, you're going to be a doctor. It's inevitable. You're going to be a doctor. Somebody just
going to lay out for you.
Yeah.
With music, you could work hard. You could put in 100 hours a day and become absolutely nothing. Like, it's really a luck of the draw sometimes. So it's just blessing to just have the opportunity to kind of continue to progress, and now I have a platform to show my music more and more. Because I used to always say, I'm releasing this music, and it's like, it's not doing anything. I used to say it's falling on deaf ears. That's what I used to say. So it's like, that gets depressing, because the biggest thing in life is timing. Like, you always said something, you say, I have a 3 to 5 year plan, I have this plan. But what if it's not 3 to 5 years? What if it's 6 years? What if it's 10 years? Timing breeds doubt. Because when you put something into fruition, like, oh, I have a 5-year plan, and then nothing's happened after that 5 years, you kind of have the opportunity to be like, like, am I gonna,
maybe it's not for me.
Sink into my shell, or am I going to be like, no, this is what I meant to do. This is, So that's the thing with people. They say it's a study. They say like 91% of businesses that have a good idea, they succeed. The percentage of people that don't make it is because they gave up. It's just
it's the staying game,
Yeah.
isn't it? That is, I reckon that's the number one thing, is the staying game, and also reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
Constantly reinventing yourself. The way
Yeah.
all these things go into it, getting excited about it, finding the energy to get excited, right?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's like the yin and the yang. The internet today is you could do something to go viral today, but you could be forgot about next week because there's so much
Brutal.
more. Yes.
So true. What do you want to be known for, Mickey? I mean, how do you want to be remembered? What is it, the legacy that you're creating?
I want to be somebody that really, I feel like my platform is just to be able to help people. Like I have a much bigger plan. Like I always did stuff for people. I had a foundation called Feed Someone Fridays. I used to go down to Skid Row and feed the homeless every Friday. I've always been a person that like took my friends in that didn't really have good households and be like, Mom, we doesn't have nowhere to stay tonight. You know what I mean? So I've always been that type of person where it's like, I feel like my platform is just to be able to help people. That's what I really want to do. I want to be remembered as somebody that like changed people's lives. I feel like the greatest thing you can do in somebody's life is just to inspire them or give them hope. I used to be a camp counselor for like foster kids and stuff like that when I was younger. And, you know, they used to call me Mr. JJ. Like that's what like most people from my neighborhood know me as JJ. And they would just be like, man, you know, they never had somebody believe in them. They'd be like, man, you believed in me, that changed my life. Like, you know, when you put faith in like the young youth, I'm from the inner city, so it's like we don't have a lot. And like we don't have a lot of people that like help or like want to see us succeed. So when you do have somebody that's like, I believe in you and I want to see you succeed, now you're like, oh damn, now I don't want to let this person down.
Who was
you know?
that person for you?
Well, luckily, I have a very good family. My family was always that for me. Even today, like my mom and dad aren't together, but they live together. Like they're roommates.
Wow.
They stay in separate rooms. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. They argue, but they make it work. You know what I mean? For financial purposes and other purposes. But at the end of the day, my family is definitely, I have a daughter, a 9-year-old daughter, so that's more inspiration. But, you know, my family, I always say, like, it'd be a tragedy for me not to make it because they believe in me more than I do.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Anytime I've even been like, damn, man, it's 10 years now. And they'd be like, no, I'll get another job. My dad, you know, my mom and dad, they work multiple jobs. They're very hardworking people. So it's like I have people I can't let down. I always tell people, like, I had a lot of friends growing up that didn't have people that they felt, you know, like that they didn't have nobody to let down. And they used to be like, man, you're lucky. I used to be like, nah, bro, sometimes you're lucky because I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. I have a lot of people depending on me. So it's you know, it's something you think about. And it's the yin and the yang of life. But I'm very blessed that I have a family that encourages me to, you know, they believe in my dreams so much. They think if I call my dad right now, you would need another segment of this show. He will tell you about Mickey Monday. It's hilarious. We film, right? It's funny. We film shows. Film the show, and I've shot scenes with my family. I don't know if you guys caught the scenes, but my dad talks in third person. They have to stop him all the time. He says, "Mickey Monday is," and they have to say, "Mr. Jacoby, you're supposed to be talking to him." He talks like it's a documentary. You know?
It's hilarious.
Like I'm not there. My dad, you're supposed to be talking to me. But
Is it your family that's gotten you through like the slow times, the tough times?
yeah, because you know, at the end of the day, my mom, my dad are really like my best friends, so I can go talk to them. I've done everything. I've hid illegal things in my mom's house. She's hidden me from the police before. Like, you know, my family, I'm very open. Like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. You know, Mom, I messed up. Or, you know, but they just been through it. My family been through a lot, like the trials and tribulations we've been through. It made us stronger, you know what I mean? My dad had a lot of mental issues when him and my mom separated that led him to feeling like, you know, he wanted to end his life and stuff like that. And we went through some very interesting times, but it brought us closer. And it just lets you know that, like, you can do anything with love. Love is the biggest thing in the world. Love is the most powerful thing in the world. So if you have a lot of love and you have people around you, and it just makes you, I wake up every day, like I said, and I'm very confident. I wake up, I do smoke. I smoke my marijuana. And I feel like, what do I have to do today? It inspires me. I always say, like, if I was to smoke weed and it made me lazy, like, I'm not a stoner. You know what I mean? I'm an inspiration. I wake up and I'm inspired. I'm happy. What can I do today to succeed? What can I do today to better my life? Because I know I really don't have no choice. My family's counting on me, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really just everything or nothing.
Well, thank you for keeping it 100.
Yes, ma'am.
We appreciate that. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
You can find me everywhere, all social media platforms, at Mickey Monday, MICKY MUNDAY, one way Mickey Monday.
Yeah, man.
Stay tuned. We'll be
My
back
man,
with more
appreciate
Morning
you.
Call.
Yes, sir.
I'm GMLA, host of Good Morning La La Land on EverTalk TV. As a little girl with big dreams, I couldn't stop talking. I turned that into a career of premieres and red carpets and even a talk show. And recently, I had my aha moment. I was hosting a live event. A woman who represented a national cancer support community gently pulled me aside from the glitz and the glam, and she thanked me for mentioning their program on my show. Because of those few words that I had spoke on air earlier that week, one of our viewers battling cancer reached out and got the financial and emotional support she so desperately needed. I'm so grateful to have experienced that moment, a moment that truly reflects how much conversation and community matters. We need more of what matters. It is my passion and purpose to create content and lead a conversation that will ignite the light in my community and empower them to live their best lives, starting today. I'm GMLA, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On hashtag Friday Feels, we are so excited to welcome Amanda Stanton to the show. Of course, she's a reality star. You know her very well from The Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, and she's now accepting roses. Thank you so much for being with us, Amanda.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
So we've got to know, what exactly is in there? Is it part memoir, part girl's guide?
It's part memoir, part girl's guide, so there's a little bit of everything in there. There's some dating tips, just experiences that I've had with dating. There's also like a whole chapter about fashion and travel and beauty, so it's kind of just like the ultimate girl's guide.
But we really want to know, though. I mean,
yeah.
Did you drop any names? Is Josh Murray in there? Is there Robbie Hayes?
There are names in there, yeah. Yeah, there's a little tea. I feel
You have
like
to open it, buy it, open it, and then you will find out what the names are.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's a little tea spilled.
In your journey, dating on TV, what did you learn about yourself that really surprised you?
So I learned so much about myself. I always tell people when you go on the show, what you don't realize is you're away from your friends and family, you don't have your phones, you don't have TVs. So it's really just you and the other girls that are there, and you do a lot of talking about your feelings, and you really dig deep. So you learn so much about yourself while you're there. So.
But what did you learn about yourself?
What did I learn?
Yeah.
I think I really learned a lot about balance. I think before I went on the show, which I talk about in the beginning of my book, is I was newly a single mom, and I was so focused on being such a good mom that I didn't take enough time for myself. So I think it really taught me a lot about balance.
So how can we prioritize ourselves to really be our best selves to put out there?
Yeah, I think it's hard because you don't want to prioritize yourself too much or you feel like you're being selfish. But when you have kids, it can be a struggle to find time to also still be you and be the person that you were before you had kids, which is something that I wasn't doing enough of before. So I think it's important just to take time for yourself to relax, do stuff that makes you happy, take care of yourself. Self-care is super important. So yeah, a little bit about.
Is there any chance you're going to go back on Paradise?
No chance.
No
Zero.
chance. Zero.
Yeah, I'm
No amount of
retired.
money.
Retired from the franchise. I still like to watch it though. So, do you guys watch it?
No,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, no, man.
A little bit of a guilty pleasure,
I know.
perhaps.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so interesting. I think one of the, we've had some other folks on from different shows, reality shows, and I think one of the things that's most interesting that I've heard consistently is like people say, look, because you're mic'd so often, almost
Always.
24/7, that they've learned not to say in private what they don't want the whole world to hear.
Yeah.
Do you
Even
feel
if-
that now? Do you feel more mindful sort of around that whole?
Yeah, I mean, you're especially mindful when you're mic'd, but it's like no matter how quiet you say something, the mic can pick it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I think it's good to hopefully not say anything that you don't want people seeing anyways. But yeah, it's definitely a lot harder on the show.
Yeah. What are you most looking forward to?
So I also have a clothing line, so I'm working on that. So my book was super fun to write. I was writing it for almost 2 years, and it's finally out, so it's really cool. But my clothing line's something that's like more consistent, that I'm always coming out with new stuff, so it's fun to look forward to. So I have that, and then I have 2 kids that are obviously my priority. They're in the dance team now, so I'm a dance mom, so I have all that to look forward to also.
What's it like, though, dating with girls? I mean, do you have certain rules for yourself? What kind of example you're trying to be?
I do. So there's actually a whole chapter in my book about dating with kids and all the rules that I have for myself, which is funny that you say that. But really for me, I mean, I had kids when I was 21. So dating before 21, you're basically a teenager. So my entire dating experience has been as a mom. So it's really all I know. But there's definitely rules and there's things that you have to think about aside from just yourself. But I wouldn't say, I guess it does make it a little harder, but I feel like dating in general is just hard.
I agree.
Do you agree, Nikki?
Yeah,
Has it been a little
absolutely.
challenge?
That's why it's so ballsy when you go on these shows and you really put it out there. Like, you do develop feelings and you're just being watched the entire time. And even when you have those moments where you need to break down or really feel something, you're exposing it to everyone. And I think that's the beautiful thing about reality is you really do get to see everyone's we're all sort of suffering the same feelings and the same stuff. And it's really, I really admire you putting yourself out there and then really talking about it because everyone learns from it, you know what I mean? You can sort of connect so much better with you guys when you get to sort of see it all.
Totally. Yeah, it's like we all go through the same dating experience, but ours is like put out there for everyone to see. So like
So true.
when you get rejected or something, you know, it's embarrassing and everyone's watching. So I feel like that's part of where all the tears come from is just that like aside from it being hard in general, you know that everybody's watching and judging you.
Does it draw you into like self-doubt about like the decisions you make and the way in which you're approaching dating and who you are and all that stuff, or?
Yeah, no, totally. Like every aspect of it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like all of it. So what do you do about that? How do you sort of maintain the self-love while you're having these difficult experiences and the whole world is watching something not go right?
I mean, I think that's why having self-love is so important because if you love, it sounds so cheesy, but it's like if you love yourself, like no matter who rejects you, like you know that it's not you and you're still confident. So I think that really helps, but obviously getting dumped on TV is never fun. So yeah,
That's why they provide alcohol afterwards.
Yeah,
Or during.
and before.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So how do you move forward in the face of rejection, especially when it does happen so publicly?
I think the thing about rejection is that people always take it so personally, but it's not always personal. It's just preference. You know what I mean? So I think I've learned not to take it so personally because for a while I did, and I think a lot of times, especially on The Bachelor, when you're competing with all these other girls, you take it so personally, but I feel like it's not always personal.
So are you looking for love?
I'm not really looking right now, actually. I'm very single, but just kind of taking a break from dating.
Which is a great place to be. It's
I've been
such
loving
a great
being
place to
single.
be
Yeah.
for a woman these days. Like and being a single mum and it's so empowering. You've got so much going on and it's actually a great place. I feel like when women are like that is when the love of their life walks in.
Always.
Because they're like
That's what everyone
busy
says.
and then it just like shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the expression in the universe, abhors a vacuum.
Yes,
Right? Yeah.
exactly.
Who is the love of your life?
Well, obviously my kids are, but what do you mean, like
Like,
quality-wise?
what man are you manifesting for yourself? When he walks in and you know that's him.
See, I don't really know if I'll feel that way. I feel like after my experience, like that's kind of what I was hoping for when I was on the show. I was like, when you know, you know. But I feel like now after my experiences, I'm like, I feel like I really need to get to know somebody before I know if they're right for me.
Sounds like wisdom talking.
Yes.
That's really good advice. That is very, very true. A lot of it is just, it takes about a good solid year, they say, a year. To get to know someone. The first 3 months is all lovey-dovey, the next is fighting, and then after that it's finding. It's true, there's a whole system to this.
Yeah.
I read about it. So I love that advice. I think it's really sincere, yeah.
Do your girls ever try and set you up? Are they like having eyes for you?
Actually, Kins is starting to be like that, which is so funny because we had a trip recently. I won't say where, so I don't want to give it away, but we were on a trip recently, and she was like full on trying to set me up with this guy. Kins is such a flirt herself. She's 7 years old, and she understands guys better than I do. But she like had this guy. She's like, you should marry my mom. She made him like get down on one knee, and I was like bright red. I was like, Kins, like you need to stop. Yeah. But she's so cute. Yeah, she definitely tries to play matchmaker. Just sweet. Yeah.
Incredible how great kids are that way, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just like
great
tapped into source.
Yeah. She embarrasses me sometimes.
You look like you're having so much fun. I've got to admit, when I see your Instagram, it's a hashtag goals.
Oh, thanks.
Really,
Yeah.
you do have such a beautiful family.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've been traveling a lot this summer, so we've just been super busy. So I feel like that's why I haven't really been too focused on dating lately. But
Well,
it'll
and with the
hopefully
fashion
happen
line.
someday. Yeah, yeah.
So, what are some of the designers that have really inspired you?
I mainly just get my inspiration, I guess, from like places that I travel or just pieces that I already have in my closet that make me feel really good when I wear them, like the pieces that I see myself wearing over and over again. So I also made a kids line. My kids are super picky when it comes to getting dressed in the morning. So they actually help me a lot with the designs because I want to make sure it's something that kids love and just feel like it's really hard. Do any of you guys have kids? No.
Not yet.
Not
That's
yet.
why I said hashtag goals.
Yeah.
I see your
Someday,
beautiful girls,
yeah.
and I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah. But it's really hard to find, like, you want to match with your kids and be cute, but like some of the mommy and me clothes like aren't exactly my style. So it was really hard for me to find a cute line like that. So I just created it myself.
Which is awesome because I feel like there's always this attachment to mothers wear clothes like this. No, they don't. Hot. You should, do you know what I mean? And had kids and hot. Like, you still can wear amazing stuff. This, It's
And
so, I love
accepting roses. Yeah. Single, hot.
Yes.
It's so true.
Breaking
That's
all the
another thing I love about
stereotypes.
kids too is like they think there is no box for them. They're
Yeah.
always thinking outside the box, and so they help to open up your own mind and your own heart to things that you wouldn't consider before.
Exactly. Yeah. And if they don't like something, I'm like, okay, I can't make that. So they have a big say.
Yeah. Well, we're so grateful for you, and we're looking forward to continuing to follow your journey for love, even if it's not on TV. We hope it's on Instagram.
It's going to be on Instagram.
It's a story
And then another book. So please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
So you can find me on Instagram. It's Amanda_Stanton with 2 N's, which I'm trying to get fixed, but somebody has Amanda Stanton, and I keep telling the story, but I've been DMing them, and I'm like, will you please give me that Instagram account? But they have yet to give it to me. And then I'm on Twitter. It's Amanda Stanton with 3 N's, and that's pretty much the only social media that I'm on.
And your book is now available.
My book is now available. It's at all major book retailers. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate you. We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on nighttime, and the whole show is streaming on EverTalk TV and Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in. See you on Monday. Send us a message, DM us. Special thanks to Nikki, our celebrity
Thanks,
guest
guys.
co-host.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land. Morning La La Land. We like to know how you start your day. Allie, what's your morning routine like?
Well, it's different every single day because I have 2 little boys, so I'm often up at 6 a.m. with them. And for me personally, I just discovered transcendental meditation, which if you don't do meditation or you've never done it before, try it. It is life-changing.
Wow. Now, a girl has got to ask, as you know, the founder of Dry Bar, do you get a blowout every day, or is this a DIY thing now?
I mean, I have been doing hair professionally for 20 years, so I actually really enjoy doing my own hair, so I know I don't get a blowout at Dry Bar every single day. I do go often, but I also really enjoy doing my own hair.
She's mastered it. We have not, so we go to the Dry Bar.
Well, that's good. That's why Dry Bar exists. We don't want you to master it.
Thank you for that. It was truly a transformational moment in my life, the first time I got a real blowout.
Yay.
Oh, never go.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Good morning, Wildwood. It's America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of these interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show can be seen on EverTalk TV, now available on Apple TV.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.